How sweet it is to be loved by you nerds. What is up? It's me, your buddy pal HeyArcher. Welcome back to HeyArcher Live here on Nerd Affiliated. Sorry if any of you were frightened that we were not going live today. I tried something different as far as like getting the show started, because I want it to be on Facebook as well. It never ends up on Facebook when I schedule it. So I was like, oh, I wonder if I just hit live if it goes to Facebook, and it does. So I might have to start doing that going forward. But then at the same time, a lot of you guys really enjoy hanging out in the chat before a stream. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but we'll figure it out. But enough of that. This is your weekly nerdy Thursday night talk show where we sit back and relax. I said we sit back and relax. And hopefully by now you've poured yourself a little bit of,
more specifically vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
as we cruise into the weekend. Nothing crazy planned for today, but we'll see, how it goes, of course. But then also, of course, if you have a YouTube channel, podcast, blog, OnlyFans, newsletter, or smoke signals, whatever it may be, put it in the chat, support one another, plug yo shit. Feels good to be streaming every week with all of you. I love it. But without further ado, bring in the man, the myth, the legend. It is me. Yo soy el problema. It is me. Happy to have you guys and gals here today on this stream. Yeah. It's currently on Facebook streaming, which is great, which is perfect. It's weird. So I use Ecamm Live. A lot of you may know that. Some of you may not know that. And Ecamm Live, I felt, has been one of the easiest and best streaming apps around. I've tried all of them. I'm sure a lot of them have gotten way better from when I first tried them. I think we started streaming in 2020 we started streaming. Not on the regular, I think, until the end of 2020, maybe 21, but we started streaming in 2020. And a lot of them were rough, but Ecamm, I felt like out the gate was pretty good. Pretty good. But I'm sure a lot of them now are a lot better. Now, the only complaint I've had about Ecamm so far is, actually, it's kind of twofold, and it's for the most part Facebook's fault. It's Meta's fault. When I schedule a live, right, it doesn't cross stream to Instagram and Facebook. It like runs into some sort of error. So it's been happening for the last like year, 2 years, I want to say. Instagram I gave up on because it's too much work. I just forget to do it. I also feel like Instagram Lives kind of like died off. You guys can let me know if you watch any Instagram Lives. But with Facebook, I'm like, I got to get the videos back on Facebook. And I figured I would try it out today where I don't have it scheduled, where I get the same error, but I just hit go live and have it go to everything at once and see if Facebook has the error. And it did not. So right now I'm looking on my screen. Facebook is live in the Nerd Affiliated page, or on the page, which is what I wanted. So I don't know what to do about the pre-show chat. Because I kind of love loading up the stream and seeing the pre-show chat. But if I can't schedule it and then have it go to Facebook, that's a problem. And I don't know how to solve that. But we'll figure it out. As time goes on, we'll figure it out together. In the meantime, let me say hi to all of you. I just realized, oh yeah, the chat. I was like, wait, is the chat not on the screen? The chat is on the screen. Let's go up to the top. First one that was in today was Tony, of course, in the house. Good to see you. We got to figure out a day to get you on the stream, Tony. Jamie in the house. Got to figure out a day. Got to get you on the stream. I don't know. Do I get the Gen X-Wing and Tony crossover in one episode? I don't know. Is that how it should be? Should it be split up? It should just be a Ghostbuster party, right? I think it should be a Ghostbuster party. But you guys let me know it works for all of you. Voice like an angel. It must be talking to somebody else. You must have the wrong stream up. Wish I had cherries in my drink today. One more time as we head to the weekend.
More specifically, vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
Looks like the video... Did it freeze? No. Video's good. Video is good. Great. Wonderful. Ultra Carta in the house. Good to see you. This past Sunday, I went to Target, and man, it was a letdown, as they had nothing good in terms of wrestling, Marvel Legends, Star Wars, and G.I. Joe. It's probably been like 3 weeks since I've been to my local Target. Might even be the same for Walmart. It's been a little minute. My Target NECA section is always like terrible. It's always terrible. In fact, where I used to live, that Target NECA section got taken away. And then at a second location, they didn't even have one, like at all. And that was when I was originally thinking they were getting rid of the NECA sections. So I was like, man, there's so many Targets in my area where there's no NECA section at all. At another one, they took down that sign, the collectible section sign. But seems like they're still going strong. But where I live now, at my new Target, that NECA section is just Funko Pops. It is just a wall of Funko Pops. There's some older NECA figures. There's nothing new has really come in. We did see back when that wave came out where like the Sesame Street characters are showing up, Pee-wee Herman, all that. Like we got that display. But after that, like it's kind of, I don't get excited going to the NECA section anymore. I think that's part of the problem. As far as the main area goes, it can be pretty decent. Same for Walmart, but there's quite a few toy shops up here. A lot of card collectors up here in my area. So I imagine if they're card collecting, they probably also go to the collector area. So if you're not there at the right time, you do miss out. They didn't even have the Hammond collection. Are they still doing the Hammond collection? I didn't know that. Man Collects in the house. Good to see you. Was it Man Collects that were you pointing out the Hammond collection the other day? Or was that Kenobi? Somebody was pointing it out. You guys are all saying hi to each other. Love that. Rex in the house. Good to see you. I don't know if you guys saw that story I posted today. I don't know if you saw that story I posted today. I just typed in youtube.com and it just by default on the screen is the Millennium Workshop Guyver print. Bro, look at this thing. With the class.
Hi, welcome back to Millennium Workshop. Today I'm going to show you how I made one of my favorite movies as a kid, The Guyver. If you've never seen the movie, you can watch it free right now on Amazon Prime. Let's get into this.
Literally just had an idea, Rex. I literally just had an idea. First of all, Guyver 2 has one of the best intros ever that I've talked a lot before. Like if I ever had a chance to make a movie, I would do like this movie or that movie. But there's also movies I would pay homage to if I ever got a chance to make a movie. Of course, you have to do an Akira slide at some point. I don't know if you do that out the gate, but at some point you got to do that. But there's a scene in Guyver 2. Actually, I'm going to see if I can find that. Actually, go to YouTube. Hopefully we don't get a strike on it. Guyver 2 mountain scene. I always thought it was in the beginning, but I guess it wasn't in the beginning. He's already transformed. I need the part where he transforms. They don't. Oh, here it is. I think this is it. Yeah, I think this is it. All right, let's see. Just gonna mute that. Oh, they jumped it. Anyway, what he does is he jumps off the cliff, and then, he does, Guyver. That was his thing. Kind of like, this is very much like a Centurion's Power Extreme thing. He yells Guyver, and then the pieces jump out, and then they grab around him just as he lands. Coolest part of the whole movie. Guyver 2 is not good. But that scene, as a kid, I thought that was like the most badass thing. But Guyver featuring Mark Hamill, actually, that is a fun, adultish Power Ranger kind of thing. Is the best way I can explain it without using words that just don't mean anything to anybody. Sci-fi movie. I always confused Guyver with, not confused, but I thought they were like maybe the same thing, Guyver and Masked Rider, because both had like a very bug element to them. Obviously Masked Rider was like was it Mantis or something? There was a TV show Mantis. But the Guyver was a fun one as a kid to watch, and usually was a Sci-Fi Channel movie. Then Guyver 2, because it wasn't as good, that would be like your Saturday morning movie. Like that's when that would probably show up. But the Guyver 1, iconic. I feel like the anime never popped off in America, but it was very popular in Japan. So check out that video. It's amazing. Again, I don't know how Rex does it. Make it look so easy. So easy. And I've been saying it to the guys. I said it to Dave. Hopefully, if finances turn around next year, I'm hoping is the 3D print year, because they're getting so good and the prices have come down a lot that you can get a beast of a machine for like $500 at this point, where that same machine probably used to be like $1,000. I was compared to CD burners. I'm waiting for that DVD burner era to kick in. Right now, we're approaching CD-RW territory of 3D printing. So, shout out to Rex. Legacy of Nerd in the house. Good to see you. Target, what's that? LOL, JK Canada's missing out. Are you missing out? I don't know. Dada Films in the house. Smoke them if you got them. NECA restocks at only one of the Targets here now, and it maybe gets stocked once every couple months. Saddening. I do feel like NECA's on the ropes. I feel like they're on the ropes. I feel like Super 7 might be further. How can I even like phrase this? Super 7 and NECA, I feel like, are both on the ropes. I feel like Super 7 is worse off in this boxing match. I don't know if there's multiple fights happening at one time, but Super 7, I feel like things are rough for Super 7, but NECA, I just haven't been impressed by anything in the last, I don't know, year, maybe, outside the Sesame Street line. And New York Comic Con, I didn't even go to the booth. I wanted to. And then Steve and Anthony, they had one the day before, and they were like, you're not missing anything. So I didn't go. But they used to be my favorite booth. But then again, a lot of it was tied to Turtles. I love the Turtle line. In fact, here on my wall, I have my Kino thing from the box set. Always trying to be employee of the month. So I don't know. I'll be back, Archer. Got to film my wrap up for tomorrow. Nice. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 12 p.m., Man Collects throws out a new video. Yep. Yes, that's pretty sweet. I'm on your homepage also. LOL. On my homepage? Oh, yeah. When I loaded it up. Yep. Thank you. I need to get a chance to watch live action Guyver movies after watching Brandon Tenold's review on the Guyver movies. I don't know who that guy is. Brandon Tenold. Does he review like older movies? I mean, it doesn't, by no means does Guyver hold up by today's standards. I'll let you know that now. But, it's one of those at the time. At the time, it was just so different. And in the pre-internet days, you felt cooler if you had even watched something that like nobody else had seen or they could even find unless they went and found it at a store. And Guyver being on Sci-Fi Channel, like, it's like, oh, did you guys see that movie? And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, I was on Saturday at like blank time. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, because you can't DVR. There was no DVR at the time. So, yeah, Guyver was dope. I need to rewatch that. Should that be a Halloween watch, you guys think? Because there is like horror-ish, maybe more gore to it. Should Guyver be on my Halloween list? All I remember is the Mark Hamill part at the end, which I won't say out loud. So badass. As a kid, so badass. Bro, all the music on my video will not give you a copyright strike, just FYI. I love that. I love that. I got just one target. October 28th, you get the Bamboo P1S for $3.99. Oh, wow. That one's coming down in price. All right. Still trying to figure out the setup for my 3D printer, LOL. Oh, nice. What's the bed size? I don't remember the bed size, but the P1S is a really good one. I do know that. Who's your favorite turtle? Ooh. I hate this question. Yeah, story not the best. Practical effects and costumes are top notch. Who's your favorite turtle is a very, it's a very personal question. I think for anybody. You guys let me know in the comments. Who's your favorite turtle? If you're listening to the podcast after the fact, swing by either Nerd Affiliated on Instagram, Nerd Affiliated on Facebook, and let us know your favorite turtle. I feel like I could never really pick a favorite turtle because much like thinking about my favorite X-Men or thinking about my favorite superhero, there's who I like and then who I think I would actually be if given the same situation, right? Who's your actual personality? And some people, it's pretty easy. Some people, their favorite turtle is their personality. Boom. For me, I feel like I'm very much a Raph, right? Loner at times, really crabby attitude. My wife would co-sign that. Moody. No issue going to movie theaters by myself. I am Raph personality wise all day long. However, I'm also very much a Boy Scout. hate lying, hate getting in trouble, always do what I'm told when I was a kid. So personality wise, I'm very much a Leonardo. Definitely not a Michelangelo. And although I like to tinker with things, I am not smart by any means. So I'm definitely not Donnie. So I've always been in between a Raph and a Leo. And then the same would go for X-Men. Who's your favorite X-Men character? I always align that with who would you be? Who would you like to be? Very much a Cyclops. As far as Boy Scout, would love to be the leader, follow the rules. You know, there's good in everybody. But then like very much a Wolverine type of person. Loner, all the same Raph stuff. So I'm going to go Raph. I'm going to go Raph on this one. I also really like the color red, even though I'm not a blood. Steve, aka Superman, in the house. Good to see you. Brandon Tenold is a YouTuber who reviews obscure movies that gain cult followings since their release. Nice. I gotta check him out. Yeah, Guyver would be on that list for sure. For sure. OG Turtle Raph, yeah. Your Turtle Mikey, yep. Who, what, where, and why? Dave's Dimension in the house. I just said his name and he popped up. There you go. Lone Wolf, yep. Red, yep. Yeah. It's the red thing, you know? Because that's the thing too. Do you choose a turtle based on your favorite color? Like, is that usually the move? Has anybody chosen it based on that? I don't know. But I mean, I know X-Men wise, Cyclops is he's my guy. Cyclops has been my favorite for forever. But there's a lot of things about Cyclops that I'm just not, which makes it tough. All right, let's actually do a quick movie check. We haven't done a box office recap in a long time. My Excel sheet is way behind on numbers. So let's see how things are doing. Give a couple thoughts on things. What version of Splinter is your favorite? Oh, 1990. All day. I thought the Jackie Chan version was actually really good. I think that movie was actually pretty good. I feel like the weakest part of that movie was the ending of the latest one. We're moving, baby. We're moving. I wish I had my proton pack behind me. Is that... No, it's still too high. Yeah, 1990. So actually in the nerd affiliated work group, we were talking about turtles, and so that was my first movie. The 1990 movie was the first movie that I remember, like, my movie experience. I was 5 years old. Could have been 4. I think it was 5. I remember the experience. I remember waiting in line. I remember the line going around the building. I remember sitting in the theater. I remember when, Mikey's like, "Hey, wait for me." And then, he ducks into the shell. Like, I remember doing that for like the rest of the movie. So I gained consciousness. That's how I say it. I gained consciousness. See, I'm not smart. Consciousness. I gained consciousness at the time of Ninja Turtles 1990. So therefore it's my favorite turtle movie. Now, somebody like Aaron Waller, a couple years younger, his favorite turtle movie is Secret of the Ooze. And I'm like, all right, well, by the time Secret of the Ooze came out, you were able to like understand and remember things and all that stuff. So that's why that's your favorite movie. That was your jump off. So 1990 is my favorite. That's my favorite Splinter, my favorite Turtles, favorite April O'Neil, favorite Casey Jones, favorite storyline. I mean, it's my, if I go to my, if I go to the list, right? Just so you guys know, I actually created a new list over on Letterboxd, and it is my GOAT movie list. Turtles is number 1. It is my favorite movie of all time. I feel like, actually, I attempted to do a whole video essay on it, and I think I deleted it off the channel because it was so bad. Back when I thought video essays was going to be my jam, because I used to like watching them and listening to them, and no, I'm not good at that. But it's my number 1 movie of all time. All time. Yeah, shout out to Anthony. He got his bat suit. Video coming soon. Video coming soon. You didn't like Turtles 3? Yeah. Turtles 3 is a bad one. You know, going to the conversation, and then we'll talk about this list actually. Going to the conversation about the Ben Solo Kylo Ren movie. Star Wars Sith, he dropped a video about it. Ended up watching that one, and I in his comment section, I was like, dude, studio interference has been killing movies since Turtles came out. Like, studio interference is like the worst thing that could happen to a movie, because you know, especially when you have a movie that nobody cares about, they think's gonna fail, ends up being a hit, studio jumps in, all the sequels suck. All the sequels suck. So, you know, when he was talking about them killing off them killing off the Kylo Ren movie, it was a studio call at the end, even though everybody seemed to like the script that they saw. I was telling him about Turtles. You know, Turtles 1, freaking amazing. They had no faith in that movie. It was horrible conditions making that movie. Ends up being a hit. Studio jumps in, says we're going to change a whole bunch of things for the second one. Second one doesn't perform as well. They decide to change even more things on the third one, and then you got that. Iron Man 1. Marvel was bankrupt. Jon Favreau gets it. They're like, yeah, whatever. The dude who did Swingers, whatever, I'm sure he'll do fine. Especially because he wants Mr. DUI over here, Robert Downey Jr., to be Tony Stark. Who's going to watch that? Movie's a huge hit. Studio jumps in. We got it from here. F's up 2 and 3. Every time. In fact, one of the only ones on this list that didn't suffer that too much, Batman. Batman 1 and Batman Returns. Both are amazing. You had some interference in Batman Returns. At least they thought they were interfering. And then Tim Burton was like, yeah, sure, I'm going to heed your advice. Went even further down the, this is approaching rated R territory. And then that's when he got booted from doing the Batman Forever. But this is my list. Now, in the description of my top 15, and if you guys have a top 15, top 10, let me know. If it's not in order, but they're still in your top 10, let me know. I debated not giving this one rankings because that's really hard to do, but I did. So if you have a top, let me know. Feel free to send me your Letterboxd link so I can follow you, see what your list is. But here on my list in the description, I mentioned these are my top movies of all time. Some might not be perfect, but their influence is undeniable. They also are an experience of some sort. So while they may not be influential as far as, you know, people know the name, even if they've never seen it, I feel like watching them is a visual spectacle in its own way. So obviously, I feel like the top 4 people may not question those being on any kind of GOAT list. Empire, everybody's favorite Star Wars movie. Turtles, I've yet to meet somebody who didn't like the Turtles movie that's over the age of 30. I feel like under 30, I've run into a lot of people who are like, oh, it's dated. A lot of kids struggle with that movie. But anybody who grew up with an older brother at least, or older sister, that grew up on 1990, if they got shown it through that means, they most likely like it. So I feel like my top 3 or 4 here, people probably don't debate that being on a GOAT list. Few Good Men. Amazing acting. Absolutely amazing acting. Amazing story. Amazing law film. Amazing military film. And in fact, Few Good Men is an amazing military film with no like violence, no war really to it, outside of the initial murder that occurs. So I feel like even for that reason alone, it's on the list because it's a great military movie that has like no militariness to it outside of just code, honor, loyalty. Words that Jack Nicholson says in a movie. Shout outs. Rogue Demon collects. Mega Demon. Love the name changes. Dropping in to say hello. Good to see you. Steve says he loves Family Man. Yeah. So I'll go through the order. Might as well. So Snatch. I feel like Snatch is amazing storytelling, amazing acting, funny, action. It is just, I don't know who came first as far as influencing who, but I feel like Snatch and there's also going to be movies here that I feel like you can interchange. So this is going to be example number 1. I feel like Snatch could easily be swapped with Pulp Fiction. Movies that have multiple kind of storylines happening, all converging at one event. So if Snatch wasn't here, I probably would have like Pulp Fiction on here. Not so much Reservoir Dogs, but I respect Reservoir Dogs. I like the movie. But Pulp Fiction, I think, could have easily been where Snatch is on my list. Batman Returns, I just think amazing. Amazing villains. In fact, Batman Returns and Batman, to me, the strongest parts of those movies are the villains. Love Michael Keaton's Batman. No issues with him. It's funny. He got so much hate when he got that role. And now you look at him. Just like how Hayden took hate for Anakin. Just how apparently, Adam Driver taking hate for Kylo. And now you see the love he's getting. It's a thing. It's always a thing. But amazing movie. Batman Returns and Batman, they battle for first place in my head. Jack Nicholson is just that strong. That's the only reason why that one always gets the nod from me. American Psycho, amazing film. Amazing watch. Ending makes no sense. People still talk about what did the ending even mean? What does the movie mean? But it's just got so many iconic moments, iconic sound. I would say an iconic soundtrack. It's just a fun movie. It's just a fun slasher movie. Black Rain. In some aspects, Black Rain shouldn't be on a top movies of all time. Because I feel like a lot of people haven't seen Black Rain. Michael Douglas, Andy Garcia. But the visual experience of Black Rain. You got freaking hard on the edges, New York City detective, Michael Douglas rides a motorcycle all over town. Him and Andy Garcia, they bust this Yakuza guy. He has to get extradited back to Japan. They take him to Japan. He escapes. Now you got 2 New York cops hitting the mean streets of Japan. Total fish out of water scenario, trying to find this Yakuza guy. Great buddy cop movie. Great fish out of water movie. And the way that they film Tokyo in this movie, this just dirty underground, always kind of rainy, dark, the way they film it, it's so opposite of like other movies. In fact, Black Rain in tone and visual is the complete opposite of Kikujo, which is my number 15. or Kikujiro. I always mispronounce it. I'm mispronouncing a lot of things. Both show Japan in completely two different lights. One has like no light, one has all the light. Then you have Last Samurai, also Japan. Movie should not be good at all. In fact, it was the butt of many jokes. Tom Cruise is the Last Samurai. It makes no sense. It is a complete ripoff of Dances with Wolves. But man, even though you know what's supposed to happen in that movie, eventually you kind of start to suspend belief in the hopes that the movie's going to go a different direction. It doesn't. But you fall in love with all the characters in Last Samurai. All of them. Amazing movie. I cry in that movie every time. Every single time. The Thing, one of the best sci-fi movies ever. The Thing could have easily been swapped out with Alien. Both are great sci-fi movies. Great suspense on the edge of your seat. You know, there's this thing going around, no pun intended. You can't even see it. You know, like, where is it? Amazing movie. John Carpenter killed it in The Thing. But I feel like I could have easily swapped that one with Alien. But I chose The Thing just to, be different. And Ridley Scott actually, did Ridley Scott do Black Rain? Yeah, Ridley Scott did Black Rain. So I was like, all right, I'll give John Carpenter a slot on the list versus Ridley Scott getting 2. I never knew this was a Ridley Scott movie until I did this list the first time and my friend pointed it out. And that kind of solidified, okay, I'll leave The Thing here. Alien's not on the list. Ghostbusters, you know me, late to the game on Ghostbusters. It has encompassed so much of my life. I don't get tired of watching Ghostbusters at this point. I can just put it on, sit through the whole thing, no issues at all. Had to be on the list. Akira, iconic. Doesn't follow the manga, allegedly. I never read the manga. Ending, in some aspects, doesn't make a lot of sense. But you cannot deny the impact Akira had on just life. Anime, movies, music, visuals, all of it. Akira, absolute game changer. Has to be on the list. Could have been swapped out with Blade Runner. But I believe Blade Runner took its influence from Akira. Akira was 88. When did Blade Runner come out? Was it the other way around? Oh, it was the other way around. I'm sorry. Akira took influence from Blade Runner. So Blade Runner could have been an Akira spot. But I feel like the two of them, they go so well together. And then once again, Ridley Scott. One can argue that, a couple changes on this list, Ridley Scott's my favorite director of all time. So then we have The Family Man. Nick Cage. Fantastic movie. It's just a remake of It's a Wonderful Life, modernized, and it is great. Great movie. I don't know. I feel like as somebody who's a workaholic, I feel like The Family Man really and somebody who loved New York City, think about it all the time. I feel like The Family Man really hits me in the soul. Then you have Kikujiro. Kikujiro? I think it's Kikujiro. That's how you say it. This movie, 1999. I thought it was a lot earlier than that. Just a beautiful movie. Beautiful movie. A now cliche trope of the old, disheveled, life sucks man having, because of circumstance, to befriend the young optimistic kid. And the kid teaches him how to have a heart. But then he's also there as like comfort to this kid who doesn't have anything. They travel Japan trying to find this kid's mom. Beautiful movie. Beautiful movie. There's a lot of visual in this movie that I feel has influenced even what's that guy's name? The director that his color scheme was very orange and blue. There was a trend online for a while, like My Life If Blank directed it. I can't remember his name, but if that dude was like, oh, this movie influenced me in my directing, I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of establishing shots, a lot of just like, the characters are in one spot. You get an up close shot, and then instead of like the up close, then the medium, and then like the large landscape shot, it's like the up close, beautiful landscape shot. Up close, beautiful landscape shot. And then they make sure you can hear this. You could hear nature, you hear the insects, the birds, the ocean. You hear all that stuff. It's a beautiful movie. It's a beautiful movie. Is that guy a Japanese hitman or something? Not in the movie, but in the movie he was potentially in Yakuza at one point in his life, and now he's like reformed. He's a degenerate gambler. But Beat Takashi, he got famous for playing like gangsters and Yakuza guys in a bunch of movies. That's been his jam. I was so surprised when he ended up in Ghost in the Shell. They tricked me into thinking Ghost in the Shell, the movie, might actually be a good movie. I got duped into thinking it actually might be. I obviously didn't pay to watch it because I wisened up. But I thought for a second that Ghost in the Shell might be good. And then when I found out that he was in it, I was like, damn, it's got to be good. It was not good. But yeah, Beat Takashi's been in a bunch of movies, aka Takeshi Kitano. But they call him Beat. You can see it here. Been in a ton of movies. Absolute legend out of Japan. Absolute legend. Would love to meet that guy someday. Probably never gonna happen, but great actor, great movie. It's also a movie that like only somebody like him can play that role. Like somebody, you couldn't have like a straight comedian play that role and pretend to be serious. Like, when did The Professional come out? 94. So, very much that feel, hitman, killer, serious all the time, little kid, shows him how to have a heart. It takes a certain kind of actor to play that role and it be believable. It'd be believable. And for Dad, that kind of impact. Professional could have been on my list as well, to be honest. Fantastic movie. Another one that could have been on the list, featuring Jean Reno, Ronin. Robert De Niro, Ronin. One of the craziest chase scenes in a movie of all time. Two cars in pursuit of each other, one in pursuit of the other one, going the wrong way in traffic. And there was no CGI or anything. Like they had the cars going full speed, both the cars going the right way and then the one's going the wrong direction. Ronin's such a great movie. But it's tough, right? It's tough to in a way that like the genre of old bad guy doing one last job. You know, like you want to get tired of that genre, but then like you get some banger movies. You know, Ronin, one last job. Heat, one last job. It just, you don't want to, after a while, you're like, oh my God, one last job again. But then they're good movies. But they don't make movies like this anymore. And in fact, going back to the list, my friend Chris, who I really need to get on the stream at some point, although I feel like I've never like officially told him he should be on the stream, but I talk about him all the time, like saying he should be on the stream. Chris pointed out not a single movie on this list is like post 2005, which, you know, in a world of reboots and remakes, animated actors playing the same person in every movie, in a way, it's not surprising. In a way, it's not surprising. I would very much love for Sinners to be on this list at some point, but I need to watch Sinners a couple more times just to see if I can watch the whole movie without stopping or being like, all right, I'm going to skip this part. Because all of these movies I can rewatch in its entirety. No need to skip. No need to skip. So there's that. Going over to box office, though, we Black Phone 2 was number one last weekend. I didn't even see the first one. I didn't know that was a thing. People seem to really like it. Tron Ares got booted out of the top spot. It continues to, you know, it drags. It's at a 106. Did I add it to my lists? I feel like I did. I did. Tron Ares needs 360 to break even. It ain't gonna hit that. It is not gonna hit that. Hello, who are you talking to? I'm talking to you. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, Tron's not going anywhere. It's not. But I did want to check out the top of the year, because I feel like I haven't looked at that number in a while. And Fantastic Four is number 6 in the US on the year. Thunderbolts, number 10. Brave New World, number 8. So a couple movies that we don't speak very, very highly of are still top domestic on the year. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. I thought Demon Slayer would be up there because it was spoken so highly of. I don't know if a lot of people went and rewatched Demon Slayer a lot, but if you know, as time goes on, if I can find it in me to watch an anime, I did try watching My Hero and I kind of got out of it, but Demon Slayer, I might give that a shot. I think One Piece is just too far gone. Too far gone. You play or you think it's for kids. I don't know what you mean. Do not know what you mean. But I'm glad to see Sinners at number 5. Ultra Carter says, I still refuse to watch Thunderbolts and would rather rewatch Deadpool movies. Thunderbolts. You know, I can't tell you to watch Thunderbolts. Let's go to my list of this year. And then we'll talk about the Halloween list. All right, so where's my ranking? Hang on, let me sign back in. I don't see my stars on here. Which I don't know why you need to be signed in to see the stars. Interesting. Even when I signed in, it doesn't show the stars. Thunderbolts barely beat out Brave New World on my list of this year's movies so far. Barely. It just, Thunderbolts is just such a pointless movie. As far as, they're both pointless. They're both pointless. Brave New World and Thunderbolts are pointless movies. Brave New World, if anything, I feel like Brave New World deserves to be a movie. They just messed up with who they chose to be the villain. However, Thunderbolts, there's nothing about Thunderbolts that should have been a movie. And I feel like even the plot they tried to do with the character development they tried to do, I skipped part of Thunderbolts. I just was like, fast forward. And then realized I was at the end that I was like, oh God. I sat through that whole thing. Surprisingly enough, I really enjoyed Karate Kid Legends. I really enjoyed it. I skipped a bunch of it at one part because I was just like, all right, I'm ready to get to the end. I don't remember how it ends, but I remember enjoying it. And even then, it's still, I thought, was better than Thunderbolts and Brave New World. I don't understand why they didn't make it well, I guess in a way it might be canon to Cobra Kai. Maybe not. But I don't know why they just didn't rope it into that universe. It must have been a licensing issue. But of course, Sinners #1, Superman #2. Finally join an Archer shitting on Thunderbolts naturally, yeah. Do I play games? We were playing Ghost of Tsushima for a while on here. We were playing the Ghostbusters game for a while on here. And I have not picked up the controller in a while. I want to play the new Ghost game. I'm waiting for it to go on sale. I hear it's good. But I think I'm mainly waiting for it to be on sale and for me to have like downtime. There's so many videos that we're editing right now for the channel. I think we have like 7 right now that are loaded up for members only. By the way, join the membership, 99 cents a month. Yeah, we have 7 movies on the docket that are right now, I think, for members, and every day a new one's populating for public viewing. So I just don't have time to game. So I even forgot about the Ghost game. I also have a Ghostbuster mod to do. I have still not recorded that video. I have to edit my cable unboxing that I did. But yeah, speaking of Ghostbusters, Tony said he just got a CNA prop smoke kit. Love that. Or you got the notification that it's shipping. Yeah, I gotta do some mods. Gotta do some mods. I have stuff. I just finding the time has been hard, especially because I want to document it. I think that's the kicker. Like I can start doing a mod while I'm watching TV and while we're watching TV, but I love doing Ghostbusters stuff for YouTube. So, Dada said, check out Thief by Michael Mann with James Caan. You will not be disappointed. One Less Job, so good, check it out. Did I ever see that movie? I've seen the cover of this. Yeah, I've seen the cover of this. You know what? I'm gonna make a list. We're gonna do a watch list of like, and I'll talk about this. And then I know Tony, you were mentioning some movies. I'll go back to that in a second. How do I start a new list? Oh no, but this is just, no, I want to do. Oh, can you only do one watch list? Interesting. All right. Thief. Let's add that. Let me go back up. I know that I missed some comments from Tony. And I missed a bunch of comments. I'm sorry, guys. Steve said, the only thing I would add to your list is Terminator 2. That's my number one. Yeah, Terminator 2 is a great movie, too. There's no reason why even from a visual perspective, the impact it had on just home movie watching, Terminator 2 could easily be on my list. Easily. Oops. No, GOAT list. Yeah. I think if I was to swap out something, maybe I would swap out like maybe a Black Rain. Again, as far as like a visual type of thing. But yeah, Terminator 2 could be on the list. Amazing. 1, Empire. 2, The Thing. 3, Ghostbusters. 4, Black Rain. 5, Akira. I like your other choices as well. Nice. Thank you. Even my friend and YouTuber Emily Zilla loved The Thing 1982 a lot. They like it way more than the original 1951 The Thing movie, which Emma Zilla hates so much. Are you thinking of The Blob? I don't think there was a Thing movie before this one. Was there? There's a remake to The Thing that's not very good. The Thing video game was really good back in the day on Xbox. That was fun. But I think The Thing is an original John Carpenter movie. 1951, I feel like you're thinking of The Blob. The Thing, 1951. Oops. 1951. Oh. No way. Scientist reports UFO near North Pole Research Base. The Air Force sends out a team under Captain Patrick Hendry to investigate. They find it's a wrecked spaceship and a humanoid creature. No shit, huh? Is The Thing a remake? The Thing versus 1982. The main difference is The Thing 1951 is a classic sci-fi horror film with a plant-based alien creature, while John Carpenter's The Thing 1982 is a body horror film where the alien can perfectly imitate other living beings. The fundamental difference shifts the 1982 film's central theme from science versus military to paranoia and dread, as anyone could be the alien. No shit. Wow, Ultra Carter. Let's go. You taught me something new today. I did not know that. How the remake is so much like the original. Which version's better? 1982 version is by far the best. The 1950s one is good too, but not nearly in the same league. 2011 one's okay, but it's basically an inferior remake, technically a prequel, but feels like a remake of 1982. Wow, I didn't know that. Let's add that to the list. Let's add... Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. There you go. Watch list. The Thing. That's crazy. Thank you, Ultra. Thank you. The makeup effects and practical effects in that film, so good, and the acting. Legends also on your list. Oh, sorry. I was thinking Ultra, and then I jumped to Tony. Tony had said that you enjoy Interview with a Vampire, definitely in my top 5. I just watched that for the first time. Did I update my list with that one? I believe I did. Yes. Interview with a Vampire for me is number 20 out of 30 at the moment. Oh, just finished the Twilight Saga too. Talk about that. Legends on your list. I need to watch Legend. Is Legend on my watch list? I feel like the only reason I haven't watched it was it hasn't been free anywhere. Ridley Scott did that too? Are you kidding me? Is Ridley Scott the greatest director of all time? Huh. I'm texting my friend Chris right now. He actually just texted me by coincidence. Funny. Was just talking about you on stream. Is Ridley Scott the greatest director of all time? Bangers. Still streaming. Legend, yeah, I gotta watch that. And then yeah, we caught up on that. They were just my favorite makeup films that inspired me in my younger days. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Tony's actually a makeup artist in the film industry. Now you know. Prefer T1 over T2 as I love the horror elements for T1, and I prefer my T800 to the slasher villain than being a reprogrammed hero. I wouldn't argue that. I could totally see that. I actually, the thing I hated about Terminator 2 was the introduction of the liquid metal thing. Really hated that they did that. Because that became the norm going forward, and they kept upping it. And at a certain point, I'm like, you can't beat that. I was like, you can't beat that. So I'm perfectly fine if somebody was like, oh, I prefer Terminator 1 over Terminator 2. I don't dispute that. I totally could see that. Damn nerd SOB, do your damn research next time. To you, Ultra, happy belated birthday.
Whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
Dave says the Thing from Another World, sometimes referred to as just the Thing, is you copied it from yeah. His was a remake. 51 was the OG. That's crazy. The more you know. Doom, doom, doom. That's crazy. Legend is so hard to find on digital. Yeah. It's called Following wasn't too popular. I really gotta find Legend. It's been on my mental list for a long time. And I just haven't got there. Dude, Last Duel, my friend Chris hates that movie. Utterly hates that movie. And you know what's weird? I am more inclined to watch Last Duel now because I've seen so many people say how good it is. And based off what I understand of that movie, I'm like, there's no way it's a good movie. But now you're saying it's a good movie too. Wow. Wowie. Okay, so we are 30 movies in. I did not intend for this movie to be a 30 movies in 30 days challenge. Shout out to Nilda. She's actually doing a 30 days and 30 movies. I didn't intend on it being that. I thought I actually was behind. I didn't think I saw 30 new movies this month, but apparently I did. So right now, The Conjuring is still my number one as far as Halloween movies I've seen this year. Halloween, first time / rewatching. It's been so long, I don't remember the movie list. Exorcist could have easily been number one. The Craft also could have easily been number one. I expected The Exorcist to be good, and it was good. Conjuring, not sure if I expected it to be as good as it was, but it was great. The Craft, though, I had no faith in The Craft. I was just like, Lost Boys, but for girls movie. I'll check it out. Really good. The Craft was really good. Buffy, I did not expect Buffy to be as high on my list. It was. And Lost Boys, I'm not sure if I had any expectation as to where it would be on the list. I didn't think it would be at the bottom. I thought it'd be like in the middle of the pack. Fun movie. I feel like if I was allowed, based on my love of Halloween right now, if I had grown up being allowed to watch Halloween movies, The Craft, Buffy, and Lost Boys, like that would have been my whole personality. It's already almost my personality. I would have gone like full goth kid if I had actually watched those movies back in the day. I enjoyed them. I actually plan on rewatching Lost Boys with my wife because she's not seen it. And I'm going to show her Sinners as well because she's not seen that. But hell, if there's time, I'll let her watch The Craft. Not let her, but I'll ask her if she wants to watch The Craft. Yeah. But since we've talked about this list, I've added a bunch. I got to say, the most disappointing right now of all the movies I added to the lists, Poltergeist is up there. I was really underwhelmed with Poltergeist, but 28 Days Later, I don't know. I felt like 28 Days Later had such momentum, for a couple of years after it came out. People talk so highly of it. I was like, I don't know. I really thought it was going to be a lot better than it was. And, it could easily be a victim of just the time where we've gone since that movie came out in the world of zombie movies. So maybe if I didn't have Last of Us or I didn't have Walking Dead, I would like 28 Days Later more. But, 28 Days Later was fine. I gave it a lot of points just for what it did, not how it was. 28 Weeks Later, though, a lot of stars in that one. That movie, that's trash. That movie's trash. Absolutely trash. Yeah. I guess in a way, technically, I haven't seen 30 movies in 30 days because I didn't finish Night of the Living Dead. I didn't finish Gremlins. Didn't make it more than 20 minutes on Nightmare on Elm Street. Didn't finish Kill of Tomatoes. Didn't finish Elvira. Didn't finish Terrifier. I did finish Day of the Dead. I skipped a lot of Corpse Bride. Everything else I watched in its entirety. Yeah, everything else I watched in its entirety. I need to watch. I just had a thought and I lost it. I need to watch Vampire in Brooklyn. That one's also not streaming for free anywhere. I really want to watch that. But, a lot of these are very, as far as where they are on my list, interchangeable. Corpse Bride, I don't even know why I have it above Poltergeist, to be honest. Let me make some revisions here. Where are you? Here we go. Yeah, you're lower. You're about there. The star thing's kind of throwing some stuff off, but that makes sense. But we have a new movie. We have a new movie to add to the list. K-Wall Comedy in the house. Good to see you, Kathy. Hated the Buffy movie. Loved the series. Okay. Interesting take. Can't say I would argue that one. I can see that. Had we not had 28 Days Later, probably wouldn't have had The Walking Dead or Last of Us. Yeah, that's why I gave it a lot of points. That's why it's as high as it is, because it's there because of influence. It's there because of influence. I gave it 3 stars too because of just influence. The film on its own, if I take that out of it, it's not that great. But because of influence, I gave it a bonus. I gave it a curve. What I love about Day of the Dead 1985 is the late Joe Pilato's performance as Captain Henry Rhodes, as he did a great mother effing great job as a human villain. Yeah. The villain in that movie was good. Very true. Disagree on Poltergeist. It's a classic. I feel like if Poltergeist ended, and by the way, I didn't know that little girl had died in real life. I was like, oh, whatever happened to this child? And then I learned she died in real life by watching, was it Grim Life or whatever? They did a Poltergeist site visit or whatever. I loved when they brought in, very similar to Exorcist, when they bring in the Exorcist, like that lady comes in, the one that like helps them. I thought she was amazing. I thought when she shows up, that's amazing. The whole, how they do things there. And I felt like the movie should have just ended after they did that. But the fact that the movie kept going, I was like, you jumped the shark with me on this one. Like, the movie was too long. I also didn't realize that was Steven Spielberg that did that movie. Is Night of Comet on the list? It's not. I can add it. Not scary, but very 80s and very camp. That's what I'm looking for. Let's see. So we have Lost Boys 2. That's right. Lost Boys 2. What year is it? I know that there is that Lost Tribe movie. I'll add that. Why not? Lost Boys. Is it Lost Tribe? Is it The Thirst? Oh, actually, the Tribe. Okay. Yeah. Wait, sorry, what year was that? 2008. Is that the one on my list? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that one. And then we had Night of Comet. Night of Comet. Is it Night of the Comet? This one? Okay, yep. Got it. Okay, I'm excited to watch that one. Looks good. As far as like the campiness, I like that. All right, so yeah, let's add to the list, and then we'll wrap today's episode. We finished watching Twilight. Oops. That would have been Breaking Dawn Part 2. Okay. AKA Endgame for 16-year-old girls. It continued its cheesiness. I did actually enjoy the final battle. I have to admit that. I thought that was entertaining. Groomer alert. I'll say that in this one. If you know, you know. Freaking groomer alert. It's okay. It was okay. I'm going to give it a 2. I'll give it 2. Let's add our tags to it. as a whole, the Twilight Saga, all the movies, you know, Robert Pattinson, man, testament to his skills that he was able to break out of these movies. He was able to continue a career taken seriously after these movies, because these movies are so cheesy. So cheesy, so bad, but enjoyable. I didn't regret watching them. Knowing that the girl who wrote it was a Mormon also made a lot of sense, or some of the movie made sense, like the messaging and stuff. But, you know, will I watch them again? Probably not. Probably not. Do I regret? No. Books are better. Yeah, my wife agrees, but my wife also cried watching these movies. So, where are you? Where are you? So we're gonna move this one up. Let's see. It was definitely better than part 1. Which one was it? Oh, Eclipse is the one where he's like, I can't be with you anymore. New Moon's Edward versus Jacob. I think I liked that one more. These two are definitely down here. Part 1 I have it pretty high. I think part 1's gonna drop. Yeah. I think, God, they're also like fused in my head. I can't remember the difference in these two. I'll do this. I'll just do that. 1, 2, 3, and then 5, 4 will be my order on that one. So boom, Twilight Saga is done. And we have just over a week until Halloween. So it's sad. It's sad. In the vlog I dropped, in the Salem vlog, the extended cut, which maybe I will still release that. I cut down the Salem video. That's out now for everybody. It was out for members for the last day. I go to Spirit Halloween. I do a couple other things. And when I'm at Spirit Halloween, they play the Lost Boys song, the Thou Shalt Not Fall song. And I was reminded that Halloween's coming to an end. We're approaching the end of the season. We're already there. At Home Depot, all the Halloween stuff's on clearance. At the store at home, Halloween stuff's on clearance. All the Christmas things are out at Lowe's. So, sad moment. But the exciting part is, you know, that's when I get to clear out Spirit Halloween and get stuff for next year. And maybe get some more stuff for back here. I'm still trying to figure out that whole thing. What to do. But yeah, I was like, oh man, Halloween's leaving us. I had that feeling, that spirit. But with that being said, next week's is going to be our Halloween episode. So let me know what you guys think we should do as something special for Halloween. Obviously, I'll dress up. What should I dress up as? I still haven't picked out a Halloween costume. Naturally, I'm just, I'm thinking about just doing Ghostbusters, but should I do something different? I got to finish doing some outdoor stuff. We're going to be hosting Halloween this year. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm going to make a couple more trips back to Salem. At the bare minimum, I'm going to get one more trip into Salem. I'm hoping I can get 2 or 3. Doubtful, but I'm hoping I can get 2 or 3. Because I've been really enjoying going out to Salem, doing the walks. And wait till you guys see the night fair video. there's only 2 more nights of Night Fair, tomorrow and Saturday. And I don't think I'm gonna be able to go back, but I would love to go back. Would love it. That thing was dope. That was dope. Best time of the year for spirit pickups. Yep. Do a horror guy. Guests on the show must be suited up. Could do that. Maybe next week we do an open mic. But if you are on the show, you have to be on camera and costume. We'll see. But you know what's funny? I don't get a lot of people who join our open mics. I know a lot of you have talked about wanting to be on the show, and I usually say, oh, stop by for an open mic, but I don't get a lot of responses on the open mic part. So maybe if I just announce the show early enough, everybody will have time to see if they can come to do an open mic. But I feel like the most we've had on an open mic ever was like 2 people. Everything else was kind of planned, and that's why we had 3 or 4. But as a random video, I think only maybe 2. So yeah, maybe next week is a Halloween open mic. We'll see. I'm down to do that if you guys are down to do that. Let me know. Let me know. All right. I think that's it. I think that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As always, appreciate all of you for stopping by every single week to watch the show. We continue to have a decent amount of listeners on the audio only. You should come on the show. I don't know why did we do that? Was that I just invited him? Did you not come on that episode? I don't remember. I can't remember I can't remember how it happened that way. Do it, Kathy. Come on the show. God, what was I just thinking? What was I just saying? Oh, I can't. I don't know what to do about the scheduling thing. You know, having it posted, you guys are in the comments before I go live. I like that that's a thing, but also I was able to successfully stream on Facebook today. I want to keep that going. So we'll figure. Oh, that's what I was gonna say too. If you are somebody who listens to just the audio podcast, I would love for you to stop by a YouTube show, stop by a live stream, even just comment on a live stream replay, because the numbers are still growing on the audio only, and there's a decent amount of people apparently who go to the website to listen to the audio only. So we'll love if you guys can stop by a live stream, hang out with the rest of us. That way you don't feel left out. But if you do want to just kind of ghost watch, that's okay too. That's okay too. But I think that's a wrap. Yeah, man, month flew by. The month flew by. I have that cable unboxing to do behind me. Or actually, I did the unboxing. I have to edit that video. But behind me, I have the Jean Grey and Cyclops 2-pack that I still need to unbox. And the second Salem video drops tomorrow. New York Comic Con video from Anthony. Probably, he's been dropping shorter ones, but there should be a long one dropping potentially on Saturday. And I got to do that Ghostbusters video. So we'll see how that goes. Still have this camera here. I have not used it yet. We'll see what happens. But HeyArcher Live every Thursday, 8:15ish p.m. here on Nerd Affiliated. Almost daily. We have the Daily Planet videos dropping here on the channel. Appreciate all of you. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Check out all the videos we've been dropping, including the Salem videos. Peace. I'm out of here.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.